What's going on, YouTube? Trucking Life here. One more time, guys. Guys and gals and gals and girls. Yeah. Owner-operators and decisions. A lot of owner-operators I'm dealing with, and I've seen this becoming owner-operators, they don't know how to make decisions. Simple decisions, hard decisions, don't matter. You gotta make a decision. And one thing I try to get guys to understand when you make a decision, it don't matter if it's good or bad, just live with the decision you make. You just gotta live with it. Now, if you want to seek some counsel before you make your decisions, cool. I get people calling me all the time. Not people from YouTube, but just regular people I know in my everyday life. They call me all the time asking about things they like decisions they got to make about certain things. Like, for example, I had a guy call me not too long ago. He was asking about a load he was gonna run, but he was kind of like on the fence about the load he was gonna run. You know, I ain't gonna say over here with the load head, they had some problems, but it wasn't the problems that he made out to be like type of problems. I ain't gonna say on here what it was, but I'm just saying, no. So he tell me the problem is going on with the box or whatever he got, and he's gonna take it back to the customer. He's gonna take it back where it belongs. He's like, man, I can't run this back because this is going on with it. I had two questions for him. I said, man, where you going and where you coming from? And he told me, and where he was at, I said, man, you gotta understand something. As you own operator, man, I told him that, I said, you own operator, man, you gotta get down out there to make your money and man get home. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you take that load back, you're not getting paid for it. So now you didn't burn fuel, pulling load from the customer to where he was at. He was in a truck stop. And now you gonna burn more fuel, taking it back from the truck stop all the way back to the customer, and you get nothing for that run. Nothing for that run. So now you didn't pay for to move it around to shuttle or trailer that you ain't getting paid for. You know, and I said, man, if it was me, I said, man, the route you going, 2 words, man, light work. You know what I'm saying? Light work. And I was like, yeah, man, you better run that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you out there, he spent like 2 hours on that load trying to get it right, trying to get things together with it, and finally got to that point. And then he's gonna take him another hour or so to finish that run to get it back where. So you spending 3 hours and getting paid nothing for it. You gotta make a decision. I told him, man, get in the wind. And guys who know what that means get up the road. It's simple decisions. It's like that. Like it's not simple to some, because especially if you don't know no better, or you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to understand if it's really a good decision to make or not. Like I said earlier, it ain't about being a right decision or wrong decision. It's about just being able to live with the decision you make. That's all it's about. It's just a decision. You know what I'm saying? Make something. The longer you get analysis paralysis, the harder it's gonna be for you. But anyway, like I was saying, here's another thing about decision, guys. Especially in a rail yard, you're an operator, and you know you got some. Let's say you have some runs, you got to do that for that day, and let's say you have like 3 loads you got to get out the rail yard, right? You got to make a decision, man. If one of them loads, let's say you come into a rail yard, you got to decide. If one of the loads got a problem, one monkey don't stop a show. You gotta have the know-how sometimes to know that, okay, if I gotta go to the repair line to get something fixed on this box, and they don't need a flip, you gotta be able to understand what the difference too with that. So you can say, okay, well, the rail yard ain't as busy at this time. Let's say you work like a midday shift. You know, later on in the afternoon or evening, the rail yard is not as busy as it is peak hours, like 9 to like 5. That's when the rail yard is really busy. So around 7 or 8 o'clock at night, the rail yards ain't that busy, so you might be able to get to a repair line. You might be able to get to a repair line to get that fixed. So, and if it ain't no time restraints on that load to move that load right now, what you could do is you could do the other moves if they come out another rail yard and it ain't too far out the way. Again, here with the decision you got to make. Do I leave this here? I got to move an open window to get this taken care of, or do I say, man, skip this? I don't want this load no more. Give it to somebody else. Now you only got 2 loads for the day, and you out there all day anyway. You got to make a decision on that. Because you got to understand that your bottom line is affected by the moves and the money you make for that day. And you got to make it make sense. So again, like I was saying, that comes with decisions making. Like, another decision owner-operators have to make is that when your truck is like having problems for that day, let's say your truck having a problem. It's like on the verge of a breakdown, but it ain't broken down yet. Now you have to make a decision. Do I limp this thing around and finish out the day? Is it good enough to do that? Or should I just go and take this thing into the shop right now because it ain't gonna make it? It's gonna cost me more money sitting on the side of the road versus me limping to the shop right now. Now, I don't know which one right or wrong. I'm gonna tell you from my experience, I have done that. Quick story. I was 300 miles away from Chicago, right? 250 miles. I was far enough away from Chicago, right? And so, man, my truck was throwing oil. I mean, it was oil all on the side of my tanks, all on the side of my trailer. I said, man, I'm losing oil like crazy, right? I couldn't find an oil leak. Kind of found out it was my dipstick. At the bottom of the base of the dipstick, it was like a crack right there. So the oil pan, every time it's splashing oil, is splashing out all over the truck, man. It was just crazy, right? Now, I'm in the middle of nowhere, 250, 300 miles away from Chicago. I'm in the middle of cornfields. Now, I can say I'm gonna sit in the middle of these cornfields, wait for a tow truck to come to tow me to the nearest town where I could try to limp this thing back. So you guys know what I did? I'm giving you a real life example. What I did was, every hour or so, hour and a half or so, I pulled over, checked my oil level. To get me home from 300 miles, I spent over $400 in oil. What I did was, I checked my oil every 30 minutes when I first realized the leak. I didn't know the leak until I actually got to the other end, to the customer. And I realized, I looked on the side of my truck, there was oil everywhere. So I turned my truck off instantly, checked my oil, see where I was at. Man, on the dipstick, I was like this far from the bottom, guys. It was like I threw too much oil out. Because unbeknown to me, I was throwing oil all the way 300 miles going down. I didn't know. But anyway, I digress. So, every 30 minutes I'm checking the oil, kind of get a gauge on how much oil I'm losing in so much time. Because the truck was still running. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, this is risky because the truck lose oil, the engine lock up, you blow a motor. Don't get me wrong. I'm just telling you my story. And this is a decision I have to make as an owner operator. A, sit on the side of the road in the middle of cornfields. Hopefully a truck come out here and tow me out of here, or repair people come out and find an oil leak, or try to limp it back. So I chose to limp it back 300 miles, 250, 300 miles with an oil leak, a real bad oil leak at that. Over $400 in oil, but I got home and got to my shop and found out what it was. You see what I'm saying? So this is a decision I had to make. I couldn't call nobody and say, hey man, this is going on my truck, what should I do? You know? You gotta make the decisions, guys. If you're an operator, learn how to make decisions. I ain't say it. It's a choice you make, just learn how to live with it, that's all. So at the end of all this, guys, I'm gonna give one more example and I'm gonna call this to the end. Speaking of breakdowns, like, okay, let's say you break down, right? And your truck is sitting on the side of the road. Here go the decision you gotta make as an owner operator. Ask me how I know, and I'll tell you the same, baby. I'll tell you the same. I was sitting on the side of the road. I can't count the times that I actually got myself off the side of the road. I needed to get told a handful of times because I just couldn't get right. But I've been on the side of the road enough, whether from a trailer or from the truck. But anyway, you sit on the side of the road, now you gotta make a decision. Do I try to figure out what's going on with the truck myself? Hopefully I can get it going myself, like it's you as the driver, as the owner operator. Or do I call a repair person to come out and try to fix the problem? Now, here's the thing. When they come out try to fix the problem, they may not better fix it. So now you still gotta pay them for showing up. Then you still gotta get it towed to a shop. Then you still gotta get it repaired at the shop. Unless the tow is included in the repair. If the repair shop has a tow truck, sometimes they may include the tow in the repair for that shop. But that's rare. That ain't always the case. So now you gotta make a decision. What you gonna do? As my boy say, what you gonna do? You ain't gotta answer this now. You ain't gotta answer this to me, because right now we in a calm environment. You watching this on YouTube, so clearly you probably ain't broke down on the side of the road nowhere. So you wanna be an owner operator? Learn how to make a decision and stick with it, man. If you see it's failing, change your thoughts and make another decision and go with it. You gotta learn how to make decisions. Don't be an owner operator if you can't make a decision, because you got problems, man. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. So YouTube, hope this video is helpful. Give you a little understanding of what's going on here. Now, see you guys next video. Peace.